Hi there, thank you for tuning in to my first video of 2020. How exciting that we've started a whole new decade. Not that it really means that much. The 1st of January for me was just another day. But I am excited to do a bit more on YouTube this year, and I thought I would start off with my current everyday makeup routine. It still looks like a lot of makeup, but if I'm not filming, I can get this on in 15 minutes if I have to. And the reason why is because I'm not spending ages blending lots of eyeshadow. It sounds really silly, but that for me is what normally takes the longest, and I found a way of doing my eyeshadow that I really like that takes me seconds. So yeah, I've been really pleased. I've been like on a schedule a lot in January, even though my day-to-day work as a makeup artist is usually pretty quiet in January. I've made lots of plans and things, and I have had a lot of clients booked in still. So it's been on my to-do list to come up with a way of doing my makeup quickly and just a bit more fresh face than what I normally do. I normally wear a lot on my skin, and for me this isn't much at all. And yeah, it's just been on my list of things to do for ages to kind of figure it out, and I feel like I've finally got there, and I'm really happy with this. I've been wearing it a lot with a nude lip as well, not just a red lip, but I've been really loving a red lip recently, probably because I've still got my festive red nails on, so that could explain that. So yeah, stay tuned to watch my new everyday makeup. I've also done the liner as a separate video, which will be up very soon. So if you want to see a more in-depth liner hacks video, make sure you subscribe, because that should pop up in your feed very soon. And yeah, let's get ready together. Let's get started. I'll clip my hair back first of all. And my skin, even though it's still not great after Christmas and New Year's, it's still quite dry. My skin gets quite tight and quite dry in the winter, especially around my eyes. So I've used a nice heavy face cream and an eye cream. Can't get my words out. But I'm going to top up with the Revolution Hyaluronic Fix Spray. It's really moisturising, it gives a good base for makeup. I think you can use it over makeup as well. But I like it for underneath makeup. Over makeup, this can make my skin look a bit oily, but underneath it seems to work really well when my skin's a bit dry. And I'm now going to go in with a foundation that I've sort of rediscovered. When this first came out, I was all about it. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And when it first came out, I loved it. Then I started wearing really full coverage foundations and kind of forgot about it, stopped using it. But just recently, where I've been wanting a more sheer coverage, it's been fantastic. So I'm using quite a large amount, I guess, because I don't want it too sheer. But it just gives a really nice skin-like look as well. It's got a good amount of coverage, but it's nothing too heavy. It's not too mattifying on my skin, but it isn't one of those really dewy foundations, because even when my skin is dry, it could get just a little bit oily through the day, and I don't want to end up looking kind of shiny and sweaty. That is just not a good look. I'm using the shade Snow. I do have a couple of darker shades, but this is just the one that I had to hand. And it's not too bad of a match for me at the moment. It's a little bit pale, but I'll use a slightly darker concealer just to warm it up a little bit. And yeah, I really love it. Really love this at the moment. So I will warm that up just with a darker concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer, and the shade is 30NN. I'm using the same brush. I kind of like to do that just to really seamlessly blend my foundation and my concealer, but it also saves a little bit of time as well. If I was wanting to be really specific with my concealer, I'd use a smaller brush and then probably pat my foundation brush over the top just to make sure it's all really smooth and blended. But yeah, just for quickness, and because I don't need lots and lots of coverage, I'm just kind of blending this across my face with my foundation brush. I don't mind if my natural skin tone and skin texture shows through just a little bit, just to keep it just a bit more natural than what I normally do. And again, still showing the effects of Christmas and New Year's in my skin, my eyes have been quite dark. I'm going to use a bit more coverage under my eyes. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer. It's fantastic. It's quite heavy duty stuff. It almost feels like it's one that you twist. It almost feels like one of those solid concealers that you get, a cream concealer, but in a, I don't know, slightly more fluid form. But when it gets on the skin, you can see it's quite thick, which I love. You just need the tiniest little amount. Absolutely brilliant on blemishes and things like that as well, because it is quite thick. It stays and it lasts. So just a little bit of this around my eyes just to just refresh me a little bit. I'm pretty happy with my foundation and concealer now, so I'm going to set it with a bit of powder. This is really important for me, but I'm not going to cake this on. Again, I don't mind if my skin isn't fully matte. I just know that for my skin, and for most of my clients as well, a bit of powder will give me a really lasting makeup finish. So I'm using just enough to set my makeup, just the tiniest little bit, and then a little bit more around my eyes. I've prepped my skin with a really hydrating eye cream, so it's hopefully not going to make my eyes look dry, but I know that if I don't powder around my eyes, my makeup will run. My mascara will be straight in there after 10 minutes and it will be just adjusted the lighting, so if it looks a bit different, that's why. I'm going to get started with adding some depth back into my face. So yeah, would never go out just with foundation on. It always looks so weird. So let's get that sorted. I'm going to use still my favourite bronzer actually, the Wet n Wild Colour Icon bronzer. Yeah, it's super cheap, but for me the colour is just so perfect. So I'm just going to really quickly just put that through my cheekbones and my temples. If I'm doing my makeup really quick, I definitely go for more of a bronzy cheek, which I kind of tend to do anyway. I just think it's so much more flattering than a kind of pinky blushed cheek. And there's just no risk that if you use a really subtle bronzer, there's no risk that you're going to go out with like bright pink cheeks and a bright red face. So yeah, I just think it's a really quick and easy way, just using a nice sheer bronzer just to add some life back into your skin. I will use a blusher as well, but again, kind of a peachy bronze. So I just don't think you can go too far wrong. Just blending a little bit through the rest of my face as well. So for blusher, again, my favourite is still Patrick Tar. The shade is She's Adorable, and it's this gorgeous peachy colour with a bit of shimmer. And I love a shimmery blusher. So I'm literally just barely tapping my brush into the pan and just putting a tiny bit on, just to kind of further add a little bit more shape back into my face. This blush is just my favourite at the moment. It has been for a few weeks now. I've just primed my eyes, and I feel like this is where the time-saving element of this makeup routine comes in, because normally I wear loads and loads of eyeshadow. I love it. I feel like I really need it to bring my eyes out. But actually, when I think about it, I have always felt really naked with no eyeliner on. So I think this is why I like this makeup so much. Normally, I don't like to do my makeup quickly. I hate how I look with, you know, less makeup on than I normally wear. I normally wear quite a lot. But I think this is the key, is to kind of ditch the eyeshadow and do the eyeliner instead. I'm doing a very barely there eyeshadow, but it is quick and it is easy. Using what is still my favourite palette and has been since before Christmas, the Kat Von D Lolita. And I'm just taking just your standard fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to take this shade here, which is very barely there, and I'm just putting that kind of just really roughly through the crease of my eyes. So I'm adding just the tiniest bit of shadow to define my crease. Because the shade is so close to my natural skin tone, I'm not going to be sat here blending this for hours. It's really easy to wear. I'm going to take a little bit more and put it just underneath my eyes, just again for that tiny bit of definition under there. You can see it's so close to my natural skin tone, I'm barely even needing to blend this. But you can still see that it's just defining my eyes a little bit. And then I'm going to take a shimmer shade, and you could use anything you want. If you want to make this a bit more interesting, go for like a gold or a bronze or something, but I'm just going to use this really light neutral kind of gold. and I'm just going to put that all over my lids and just take it into my tear duct as well. And I think, do you know what, I do think I've really nailed a simple but effective eyeshadow look. And normally this is the part of makeup for me, if I'm doing my makeup, a client's makeup, that takes the longest, getting a really smooth blend on the eyes, doing something really cool with the eyeshadows, doing something a bit more exciting. But actually this gives me what I want from an eyeshadow. It gives me some definition, it gives me some brightness on the inner corners, it gives me a pop of like shimmer on the lids without it taking too long. So what's not to love? I'm gonna put a little bit under my brows to highlight the brows as well. The brow I'm gonna do in a second is really simple. So normally I'd do them first because I like to balance the brows with the eyes, but I know that I'm just gonna do a really straightforward brow with this. So I'm going ahead and doing the eyes first. So I think what I'm gonna do is film the liner, but film it as a separate video, because I think this is the part that might take some people the longest, but I feel like anyone can nail doing an eyeliner, whether it's just your standard like nice line across the lid, whether it's a wing, however you like to do it. I feel like if you've nailed this, it takes seconds. I can do a winged liner on myself in less than 2 minutes. If you're not sure what you're doing, that's where it takes a long time. So I'm going to do that as a separate video and go a bit more in depth, I think. So tune into that one. It will be uploaded very shortly after this video. And yeah, I'm going to pop some liner on and then come back, I think. So flicks are on, mascara's on, and I have been quite enjoying this look with just mascara. As you all probably know, I'm very into my false lashes. I just feel like because my eyes are slightly hooded, they just really bring my eyes out. But because my skin's been so dry and because I do sometimes get a bit of eczema around my eyes, I've been laying off the falsies recently. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this with no lashes on. I do, however, need some brows on, so let's get into that. So I'm going to use possibly my all-time favourite brow product. I've used this in every video I've ever posted. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows, and the shade is Linda, which is kind of a blonde taupe colour. I really need a new one of these. This is definitely running out. And I'm just going to comb through my brows. I have so few brow hairs. My brows are so feeble. So this just really brings out what I have naturally. I mean, you can see the difference in a microsecond. This product is amazing, and if I'm in a real hurry, I'll comb this through and then I can, you know, consider my brows finished. What I like as well is that the colour isn't too dark, so because it is subtle, I don't have to be too careful about applying it. Like, it is quite a natural finish. So if I am in a major hurry, because it is natural, because it is really close to the tones in my hair and my brows naturally, I don't have to worry too much about being precise and accurate. I can just swipe this on and go. I am going to fill in with just a little bit of pencil though, because I'm a little bit more made up, and when I'm not filming, this takes me, again, a few seconds. So I'm using the Barry M Brow Wand. This comes with a brow gel, but I don't like it as much as the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's decent, and if I was travelling, I totally would take this just for the sake of taking one product. But I love the pencil that this comes with. So the pencil, if I can open it, there we go, it looks like this. So it is like a thicker brow pencil. It's not like one of those super fine ones. And it's got kind of a waxy texture. So again, it grabs onto the hairs on my brow really well. And I'm literally just going over where I put the Charlotte Tilbury brow gel, just to give my brows a little bit more shape and definition, but nothing major. Now that the brows are done, I'm going to do some lippy. Mostly I've been wearing my lipstick like I did in my last video, the smoky eyes, so some pencil and a gloss over the top, just really fresh, quite a sheer colour. Or I've been going back to like 17-year-old me and doing a red lip. So I'm going to do that today, just because I did the nude lip in my last video, why not? So So this is Devils by Kat Von D. I think this might have been limited edition, and annoyingly my other favourite red lip at the moment was definitely limited edition, but I think it might be still around. It's the Swoon lipstick by Kat Von D. Again, it's a liquid to matte, which I love. Time saver because it's nice and opaque. I don't feel like I need a lip liner with it. Really quick, you're not having to build up the colour. Absolutely love it for a quick makeup. But my all-time favourite red lip is the Jeffree Star Red Rum. Another liquid to matte. I love the formula, I love the colour, it's such a classic red. Hey Grumps! We've been joined by Grumps once again. Hi! I'm gonna say hey. Oh yes, okay. That cat is just not happy unless I'm holding her, and her favourite place is like right here. So this is how I watch TV now with Grumps, like here, and this is how I wake up in the morning. She's so needy, and she's always been quite needy. She's my newest cat. I got her maybe 3 months ago, maybe it was only 2 months ago. Recently anyway, and I thought she has the potential to be a proper lap cat, and I've just created a monster. She just wants to be like here all the time. So let's put this lippy on. I've been loving a red. I feel like I've gone back to my roots with makeup, which is eyeliner with a wing and a bright red lip, and I've still got my red Christmas nails on, so let's do it. Last minute to put some lashes on because I'm filming and I've got time today. But yeah, I have been trying to lay off the lashes recently. They're just the Primark sultry lashes, super cheap, and I've sort of bulked them up a bit with some mascara, just so they stand out a little bit more. But yeah, this is the makeup that I've been wearing day in, day out recently. Just because my base is a bit glowier, I've not really been using a highlighter, I've just been using a glowy blush. But if you like a really dewy base, then highlighter, you can do that in 2 seconds, look really cute. Yeah, just the skin a bit more natural, hardly any eyeshadow, and to my surprise, I'm still absolutely loving it. Normally I like, you know, like quite a bold eyeshadow and quite a kind of strong colour through my crease. But yeah, but with the liner, it still really feels like me. I love it with a red lip, I love it with a nude lip. Yeah, this is what I've been wearing for weeks now, day to day, and I've been really happy with it. Let me know if you give this a try, and let me know what your daily makeup routine is like. I would love to get some ideas. I never stick with the same makeup for long, so I probably will be looking to change this up a little bit soon enough. And yeah, I hope your new year's got off to a great start. I'm looking forward to filming some more videos soon. Thanks for watching, bye!